One of my subscribers gave me over 10 pounds of copper pennies from old mint bags that his dad had in his collection and said, Rob, would you like to go through them and search for some varieties? Of course, I said I would love to. And on top of that, he sent me some original mint rolls here, 59D, 61D, 62D, 63D, and 264Ds. And I might consider cracking open the 61D and the 63Ds to see if I can find any varieties. That being said, stay tuned for a 10.5 pound copper hunt to see if we have any varieties or any high grade coins. Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure. Welcome back to the channel. I covered everything in the intro, and honestly, I don't know if we're just gonna go through these and not have any finds, but seeing as how there's a lot of coins in the copper years in here that could be coins that have varieties, like the 64P has a nice DDR. Looks like I found a little foreshadowing in this video edit. And I saw some other coins from 1972 with DDOs, as well as I thought I saw some 62s in here. So there's definitely a lot of years in here that we can look for to see if we have any valuable varieties. And seeing as how these haven't really been circulated, they've just been sitting in mint bags, might have some good finds. Of course, we might not. I also have a couple of OBW rolls I'll go through. Maybe the 61D and 63D, like I said, to see if we can find the 63D double die obverse or the 61D over D RPM. Even though I don't look for a lot of RPMs, we might take a peek. I think the table is set. I think I'm going to set these to the side. I'll just be grabbing a handful of these out at a time. And of course, if they are one of the years with a valuable variety, I'll take a look for that. I'll bring you guys back in periodically, whether I find something or not. Hopefully I do, but if not, it'll still be a fun time going through them. I also saw that we had some 1980 cents, and I will be looking for the 1980 DDOs as well. All right, I'll be back with a quick wrap up after a few handfuls of rolls, unless I have a find. Well, I'm not even, a few handfuls into this bag, and I've just found a bucket lister. I have looked for the 1964P double die reverse forever. I have searched OBW rolls. I've searched boxes of pennies, customer wraps. I've looked for it forever. I have probably scoped maybe, 5 beauties, and I have some other ones pulled out aside that I was going to scope. I've probably scoped maybe 12 of the 1964 Ps for the DDR, and I have one under the scope right now, and it's a no-doubter. Take a look at this. We have all the markers doubling across states of America. It's a no-doubter. We even have the doubling on E pluribus unum, all of the splitting. Holy cow, bucket lister found. I don't know how nice it is just yet, but let's just take a peek at the front side here in a second together. 1964P DDR, and it's not in that bad a shape. Holy cow. Man, I will get that flipped up here in a second. I'll cover some values in another second, but if there's one in here, and these were from mint bags, we might have some more. Let me finish looking at these. I'll get that flipped up. I'll be back in a second to see what kind of values we can get on maybe a Mint State 63 red brown or red. That's pretty nice overall. It's not perfect, but it's nice overall. I'll be back in just a second. So I've got it the PCGS price report. This is just PCGS retail prices. The 64 DDR FS-101, which is the one I found today, in a red condition, probably 63 to 65 grade, is 40 to 100 bucks, which means it's probably more like $25 to $75 as far as what someone would pay for it. The DDR 802 is the more valuable one. I thought that was the one that I was looking at before I checked the markers on the back. That's the more rare one. That one goes up quite a bit. We found the 801, and if I click on the 801 for you guys, it's definitely the one I have here with all of the splitting and doubling on all of the serifs. So yeah, and if mine's a red, it's probably not better than a 63 or a 64, so it's in that range. It could also be a red-brown, which would make it be worth just a little bit less. As you can see, once you go down to red-brown in the DDOs, definitely values cut by about 50%. So either way, it's still a good find. It's a bucket lister find. It's in great shape overall. I wish it was as nice as the ones I have here stacked up. These are the ones that I'm considering mostly red, but again, we've only searched a handful of them, plus what's in here. Lots more to look for, and I'm checking other varieties as well. We've talked long enough. I'm super excited to get back to the hunt. Let me go ahead and do that and be back with a find or a recap in a little bit. Well, it's been about an hour. We're about halfway through with the hunt. I have pulled out some 59s like you guys know I like to do. And these are the nicest of the keepers that I will have as far as the red sense. I've got all the years represented that I could pull out, but I haven't found anything from 1965 to 1972 worth keeping. That's the DDR right there. So we'll keep on hunting, see if we get anything else lucky. I thought after finding an early find, maybe I'd find another DDR, but so far it's been quiet. I'll be back with another recap after I get some more handfuls done. Well, I decided to go ahead and just keep on continuing on until I finished the entire bag, 10 pounds, well, 10 and a half pounds of copper cents. I've already made some rolls and put them away. These are the ones I was working on at the end, but I've got 61, 62, 63, 64, 68, 73, and 74. Some beautiful red cents in here, upgrading my collection to add a few more, uncirculated cents to it. Only one nice 1959, and of course I had some other ones I added to my 59 bin. That being said, the only variety we found was the 1964 DDR FS-101, and I say only loosely because after finding it early, I really thought we'd find some more. I've got it flipped up. Wanted to give you guys one more close look at the severe heavy doubled serifs and notching on this beautiful DDR, especially on the word states. And of course, even a lot of notching on E pluribus unum because everything is doubled on this bad boy, as you can see. So a beautiful looking DDR, one I've wanted to find for a long time. And based on its condition, I really believe this is probably a mint state 63 or 64. Probably red-brown, probably not red because it does have a little bit of browning already started, which is common on coins stored in mint bags because you never know how well they've been protected from the elements. Either way, it's still a nice find. Happy to have found it. I'm going to add it to my collection. I'm going to put all these nicer rolled coins away. And I know I said that I wanted to hunt a couple of these rolls for you guys. And I think what I'll do next is maybe go through the 61Ds and the 63Ds. There's a nice D over horizontal D RPM on the 61Ds and a nice DDO on the 63Ds. But I've got both of them in my collection already. The 63D, we're looking for that little DDO right there, an extra notch in the middle of the 3. Not a highly valuable coin. I have one, I believe, in mint state 65. They do fetch a little bit of money, but again, still not that valuable. And then there's also the 61D over horizontal D. I already have this one as well. You can see that little notch right there in the middle of the D. And again, not an extremely valuable one. I mean, it says $400 in a mint state 66, but one sold for $130. And in a mint state 65, looks like they're selling for about, well, I guess the most recent sale of a little over $100. So probably a $100 coin if I can find it. And the other one's probably $150 or more if I can find it. Figured we'd end the video on going through these. Now that you know what I'm looking for, we'll start cracking open this 61D roll. I won't do it on camera. After I get it open, I'll show you the coins and see if they're a little more red inside. And then we'll hunt for the varieties and bring it back in with our findings. So I've just cracked open the original roll of 1961 Denvers. You can see they're toned pretty evenly on the edges. If this is an original roll, we should see some bright red once we dig into the middle of these. So let's just take a peek together and see if that's what we see. Oh yeah, that's what we see, all right. Some beauties. 1961 Denvers. All right, let me get some gloves on. I'm going to start searching through these for that 61D over horizontal D repunched mint mark, and then I'll let you know if I find anything. Well, we didn't find anything in the 61D roll, so we'll put that in with my other nice BU looking rolls. Next, we'll crack open the 63Ds and check for the 63D DDO. All right, we've got the 63D roll cracked open. Definitely can see the very consistent edge toning. Do we have some bright reds? Yes, we do. All right, I'll be back with a recap if I find anything in the 63D roll. Unfortunately, and as expectedly, nothing in the 63Ds either, although I have both of the varieties I was looking for today. It would have been nice to add a second one of each to my collection. But we still get to add a couple of nice BU rolls to my collection, and that makes me happy. On top of that, we found a bucket lister, the 64p DDR FS-101. I'll probably submit it, even though technically it's not the best decision because this is only a $50 coin. We're going to spend most of that on submission fees, but it's still nice to get one slab that we found personally and nice to grab one from a mint bag. And who knows how many more are in that mint bag that the subscriber gave this to me, so you might want to be double checking them yourself as well, brother. Either way, I had a lot of fun going through these copper cents. I want to thank the subscriber who sent them to me. Very cool of you. And you crossed one off of my list of all-time finds that I was looking for. If you guys enjoyed this 10.5 pound plus 2 roll penny hunt, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching.